Good morning, everyone. Hello. It is London time, 2:45. So, a bit later than we are normally used to, but on the other hand, let's see. I haven't done anything yet. Let me look at the chart. That's actually quite a nice move again to the upside. Pretty nice. Nice. Yeah, so did anyone trade it yesterday? Did anyone get the short, by the way, at the open? Okay, nice move to the upside. Yeah. Oh, you got the short, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Chaos, I hated it. Did you pass your first account, Lucky Man? Congratulations to you. That is nice. That is something to celebrate. Now, yes. Now next week will be NFP week, so be careful when you get your funded account. Be careful. I think it's NFP week. Hey Momo, I just want to double check. Well, the first week of the month can always be tricky. So just be careful when you get your first account, right? You just want to be aware because price action can be a little bit tricky then. Let me just double check. Don't, yeah. But that is such a good news to end the week. That is nice. Um, Thursday. Yeah, Friday is a bank holiday, right? Yeah, so it's a short week plus the NFP. So normally the NFP, everything is already on Thursday instead of Friday. So you'll get worse price action already on Wednesday, most likely. So you have to be a little bit vigilant. So next week, just be careful because if you have a new account, you don't want to overdo it. You just want to, yeah. Well, trading very small or, maybe not. Short week, NFP week. Yeah, you just have to be aware. So taking a lot of work and trials. Well, that's so good. Well, anyway, um, well, Lucky Mon, congrats to you. And especially when it takes a long time and you manage to get it done, you can be very proud of yourself. So now, I let that short go. I was looking at it and I was like, okay, let me just look. And I was like, wow, I think it was 700 points. And I was like, oh my God, this is just a full. I have like ranges I work with. Okay, what's my range for the AM session? What's the range for the day? I'm like, what the F? Is that just the whole bloody daily range that I had like is my playing field? So that's why I said instantly, I'm not going to go short anymore for the day because I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to give more shorts for the at least until the AM session. So I tried to give a few longs, but man, it gave the entry the my TP was exactly hit at 1 minute past 4. So it was going up, and then it just didn't go to every time. So it was already telling me, okay, yeah, it's just manipulated, and so it was just so highly manipulated. And then it was ready to give you the short, right? Exactly in Asia again. So the whole day it wasn't giving any the short, but that became pretty clear to me very fast. But I just didn't. I thought maybe in the afternoon session, around noon, we might get that high, that level that needed to be ticked in order to go back down. Damn, it didn't even do that at noon, and not even in the mid session. Bloody hell! After close. But anyway, yeah. I mean, for me, it was a only longs until a specific level was hit, and that level was not hit until exactly 1 past 4. So there was no. And then I don't trade Asia, so then it was ready to make that short. But yeah, it was pretty nasty, guys. It was pretty nasty. If you took that lot the short, that was actually the trade. But you know, sometimes it's like, yeah, I just want to watch what's going on. Just don't trust it too much. And that's okay. We're at the end of the month almost. We're starting a new week. We had a lot of range covered. For me, it feels a bit at the end of the road already for this week. I don't feel very eager to trade anymore. Um, I thought I would because I already didn't do anything the day before, but I was looking, I'm like, okay, let me just give it a few goes, but I wasn't really very aggressive in it. But, and now the same thing, I'm like, yeah, you know, if yesterday's like this, I do see some, we also have the monthly candle that's going to end, right, anytime soon now. The objective should have already been done almost. I mean, they're not going to do it on the Tuesday and Monday, even though it's still. So yeah, what to expect? It's not. Are we going to get one more low before it's done? Is it going to break down? I don't think so. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to get like a massive breakdown today, or is it just going to small ranges and just futz around and just minimal? Let me do a poll with you guys. Um, massive breakdown, accumulation. Let me see, a massive breakdown, accumulation, small breakdown, back to the range, to the range, small breakdown back into the range, or just bullish. Let me do it. I'm gonna do so 4 options. I'm just curious what you guys think. Oh, I can't do small breakdown. Short and then bullish. Okay, here. Hey Arnex, yeah, long time no see. How's it going? How have you been doing? Okay, I'm just curious what you guys think for today. Overall session. Uh, 254. Okay. Look at this beautiful long. Anyone in this long? So pretty. Let's see, wants to go all the way back up to 621. Let's see, another 100 coins maybe. Massive breakdown, accumulation, 50-50 now. Okay, well, let's see. Accumulation. You were in it, but closed already. Oh, you were in it. Okay. It was actually quite beautiful and very structural as well, but I wasn't behind my chart. We took previous day low again. We tested this and boom up. We already had the low here, but we do have nice equal lows here for later on, I would say. Asia. Is it Asia high or Asia low? What are you giving us? Asia low, I guess. Oh, Asia high. Asia low. Uh, where's my Asia high? Asia high here, a daily open. Okay, I like that. We could go back all the way up to Asia high and retest daily open as well. And retest. A. Is this accumulation, manipulation, distribution maybe to the upside? I don't know. Company man call. You catch the long. You caught this long here in London or the one in New York yesterday. Man, that was horrible yesterday. I mean, that was really ugly. There was some ugly ass price action. You can be right in your analysis and still f up all the time because you can see there's many more. There are more green candles than candles, right? And I was aiming for this level here, like 3 times. For one past 4. I'll show you guys. I've got proof that I aimed for it because I put it in the pre-market prep a couple of times. I tried for it 10:53 and at noon, and I literally stayed at this level. 29,919 was my. Now look the bloody hell. What time is this? 1 minute candle. 1 past 4. 29. It went a little bit higher, obviously, but I said 20. I was aiming for 29,919. That was my level. I thought, okay, it has to go to that level before it can do anything else. And I wasn't sure before noon because at first I had this level and I said, okay, I'm gonna take most of it off and leave one runner because I thought maybe we go a little bit higher. But then I later on I was like, no, I don't think this is the max. So again at noon I gave it another go, and then only this was the level. It went only up to here around noon. Let me see, where was my trade? My trade was around. I think I tried this here, somewhere here. No, it was noon, just before midnight. Yeah, so I entered and 11:54, and I got it up to here. Still a nice trade, but it didn't go to my 919. So it's all the timestamps are there. Everything is there. This was still a nice trade, and I had to take it off. I gave it back a little bit of profit because I saw it coming back. It was still I think I took it off at 100 points because I was waiting for that 919. I waited to go here, and then it went lower, and then I took it off somewhere here. Yeah, around 100 points. So this was my trade. I believe it's something like that. It was around 100 points. But it didn't go, and then I was like, okay, maybe in the afternoon it might reach it, and then I didn't even try here anymore. You see, it just took out these highs here. It still didn't go, and then bloody hell, here again, and then I was just watching it. I was done. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're not gonna do anything in this market anymore. But yeah, this was a nice move. Now I know next time I know I have to take it in the market on close. Um, if the level's not hit a couple of times, and you just look at this beautiful baby. 59. Yeah, this market, I don't know. It literally gave the full daily range in 15 minutes. It just went down. It was 700 points. I think 800 points in 15 minutes. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Yeah, let me put on unpin message and remove. Hey, Road Futures, how are you doing? Let me see if I can. I have to put on my paper trades. I haven't not opened my accounts yet. Anything? Let me put on my paper trades. I still need to warm up. I think I'm just gonna paper trade today, guys. I'm not in the mood for trading anymore. I think for this week. Um, that doesn't mean my paper trades are serious, but I just don't want. I just feel like the edge is off. I just feel like everything is a little bit off now. Um, it still might give a move, but it's just not worth it because if that makes sense. Let's have a look at the monthly candle. I'm just wondering about the monthly. So this is the 20/30 of the monthly candle. So we are now at 20% of the monthly candle. This is 30. Look, if we are here, I'm just wondering if they're going to hold up the price. Just take a little bit lower on the weekly, but maybe reject in a bullish 4-hour PDRA, for example, and then bring it back up or just accumulate. I just wonder if it really wants to break lower from here. But it could, I mean, obviously it still can do that. It can do anything. But if you, I'm just wondering if it hit its monthly objective. That is what I'm sort of like. I think the monthly objective is in this area here. In all fairness, if it does break down lower, I'll reconsider. But I do think that the monthly objective is somewhere here. So it's a very small range. Let's have a look at the weekly. See what if I look at the weekly, for example. Let's say it goes lower. I can see it rejecting this wick, for example. So it might just go lower and then reject again here instead of just not targeting the liquidity straight away. Just going into this wick, again tapping into the daily fair value gap, and then because it's still a bullish, it might be a reclaimed fair value gap again, so it might go up again and then futz around. I don't know. I don't see a breakdown and take this liquidity yet. I think it's going to work its way through the wick, take its time. So, so yeah, I think I like that idea. So I might grade this one and use those levels. Mm, let's see how much. But hey, it's Friday. Fridays can always surprise you. You always have to be prepared for any Friday surprises. You never know. Fridays are full of surprises. And sometimes I have 4 or 5 scenarios, and then they still have a different scenario. I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. And then so I keep journaling them and I keep adding them. And I hope at some point I got all of them, but they are always smarter than we are. So that's the truth. We will never outsmart them, unfortunately. Yeah, so you see the wick. These are the levels of the monthly candle. They match up with the wick, so I like it. So 25% is here, 75% is here. So if it does go lower, I will look into these levels, but I just don't think we will go all the way today. I don't think we're gonna go here, but that's just what I think. Could be totally wrong. Yeah, it's crazy how fast it just moves without giving us a decent entry. Something. Yeah, sometimes you just have to watch and just let it go. I didn't feel any FOMO. I was just watching, like, okay, well, what's happening here? Just trying to make some sense out of it, and just trying to keep a clear mind. Like, okay, what's going on? What is it going to do? Why is it doing it? What does it, mean for the weekly objective, monthly objective? And it was easy to say when you had a good week and you made your money. I realized that. I do realize that. because that was also my. I said, yeah, I don't feel any FOMO because I did really well. Uh, Basically the last week, but also the last month already. So it's easy. So I get it. I get it. It's not always like that, but if you just don't feel it, or it doesn't like something, I just don't like it. You just stay. It's the best thing just to stay out, right? Even though you want to have like a trade that is fully matches your criteria and you feel comfortable with. You can see it very clearly. If I don't see it clearly, I just don't want to anticipate. Yeah, it was just madness. Just, I mean, in all honesty, it was 700 points or 800 points in 15 minutes. I was just looking. Oh, what? Oh, you're breaking that level as well. You're breaking that level as well. Okay, no FOMO, no FOMO. I used to chase those moves. I just would just market order in, and I just horrible to do that. And then sometimes I was lucky, but most of the times I was not. Oh, you took the London long. Nice, well done. Let me see what the poll is saying. I'm just curious what you guys are thinking. Massive breakdown, 38%, accumulation, 25%, short and then up, 12%, and then bullish, just overall bullish, 25%. Okay, so it's very diverse today so far. Yeah, um, I am more of the idea of maybe going a little bit lower and then accumulation, sort of up accumulation, up accumulated in an accumulated way, if that makes sense. So that's what I think. So I think it will make its way down and then go back up, accumulate within certain ranges. But so that I guess that would still give opportunity for trading. But I'm just not. I would not try to frame 300-point trades, for example. Now maybe just 50, 60 points, something like that. We'll just keep them shorter. But yeah, we'll do it. Let's see what we can. So this is the daily. So the daily, we went into internal range, but we also took external range here already. So also that tells you like, okay, daily internal range, but we also took external range. Does it want to go for these here? Could be, but then it will disrespect this bullish order block, which is all possible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. We still have like a daily breaker here. Oh, let me mark this one. Yeah, the daily breaker, you want to keep an eye on this one, if that's going to break. This one is very important. Don't need anything else in your breaker. Let me get rid of this here. Your daily breaker. Midpoint. Oh, I totally forgot about the daily breaker, by the way. How could I forget about my daily breaker? See, there's no bodies going below the end walk now, event horizon, so which is also the open price of this breaker. So yeah, I would really, we also have an imbalance here. We could wick into. I don't know, it looks a little bit too strong for me to really push through this today. For now, for the time being. Daily, weekly. We've got equal highs here. The weekly, you're not gonna spike up, are you? What is ES doing? How does ES look on the weekly? Oh, that's an ugly one. Mm-hmm. Interesting, 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 interesting. 4 hour equal highs here. Uh, does it want to go back here? Breaker invalidated here on the 4 hour. Do you have a daily breaker? Okay, ES did invalidate this one here. Went lower. I think ES is interesting to watch to see what it does because I think ES might lead the way a little bit with what MNQ is going to do. It already invalidated the breaker here, so it looks like it might want to go a little bit lower, but how low is the question. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on ES today, definitely. Hmm. There's so much things on my chart, I can't even see it anymore. Inversion. Um, so this was the open here, just this and then that. That's it. Much. Hey, Zar Trader. Oh, you're buying, holding already. Arnix, going good. Was back in a job interviews. My trading can't support me yet. Need to get back to a stable income. Also, government approved unemployment pay, daily pay until I get back to employment. Positive cash. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that gives you peace of mind, right? Then you can go back on focusing on learning in the meantime while you have cash flow. Yeah, it's stressful when you don't have income coming in. I mean, for me also it was a bit stressful because I was like, I had to make a choice, but there was no plan B for me. I was either going to make it work or I had to go back, or I could do an online job. But it's really hard to find because you're competing with like Filipinos that offering, you know, I mean, if you have an IT background, they're literally there's people offering the same work for literally nothing because they're and Indians and Filipinos are highly skilled and they offer work for like nothing. And I was like looking at that like wow, that's crazy. Um, so I was like, do I, and also do I want to go back to my old job online? So I didn't want to go back to my IT background. So I wanted to go into trading, but I had to make it work. But I had a very small window of time to make it work. It wasn't well. It was still 1 to 2 years, but it's still when the time gets closer, you do get a little bit more. Oh, okay, can I make it work? So I studied a lot. I really studied a lot because there was no plan B for me. But if you have the opportunity to study without any pressure, go for it. And don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you have issues or need money and stuff like that. I get asked all the time from the water factory. They come to me and I already know. Yeah, hey, you're a trader. You're a trader. What do I need to do? And I said, how much time are you willing to invest? And that's you see that their brains are already scrambled. What do you mean time investing? Isn't it a quick get rich quick scheme? No. Are you willing to study a lot? And they're already like, what do you mean study a lot? Yeah, are you willing to study a year without any pay? And then they're already gone. Simple as that. They're not willing to do it. Most people are lazy. They think they open up a trading account, they're a trader. No, you're not. You're not a, if you just open up an account and you go into the market, you're not a trader yet. You're liquidity most of the time because you don't know what you're doing. People look at you like you're crazy. What do you mean study? I said, how much time are you willing to put in before you are making any money? What do you mean? It's so funny, those faces. What? Study? I said, what is your job now? Then they were the engineer. I said, how long did you study to become an engineer? And they were like, yeah, I did like a 1.5 year this, blah, blah, blah. I said, it's also similar. You're getting a PhD in finance. Oh, it's funny. Just funny. Let's see what you guys are still saying. 25%. So the majority thinks short and then up, and then it's equally almost divided, bullish or massive breakdown. So yeah, everyone is just very diverse. Um, I think we will know in a bit. Yeah, I don't know how much higher it wants to go. Let's say it wants to go a little bit more into this because we have a little bit of a fair value gap here. Um, Let me see. I wanna look at some things. I wonder if it's done here for now, to this level, to the outside. Uh, what are you going to do? Are you done? Are you done? How- I would almost say that everything that's been going on since Asia is still, we still have some range, I would say, right to the upside. Let's see. Let's see. What do you want to do? I'm thinking of maybe at some point getting into a short, but what are you giving us? What are you giving us? So we're at 50% of the range now. It's a small volume imbalance it went into. Very older, small, but it doesn't mean it. Just want to see something. Okay, 1.5. Let's see, 621. Do I like that? Yes, I like that level. 621. Maybe a little bit higher. It's 100 points still to the upside. I like it. Maybe I should take a paper trade to the upside. It's 324. Let me try this. Paper trade only. Because we might get a mass. Let's see, we get a massive spike. Just gonna give it. We get. If not, we're just gonna reject here, and then we're gonna go. We have a. I think the London high could be in at 330. Could be. Three 25 right now. It's 5 minutes. I'm gonna make 100 points in 5 minutes. Oh. doesn't look like a London High though. Okay, let's see. Let's choose spike a little bit. Mm -mm, mm -mm, mm -mm, mm -mm, mm -mm. 600. I'm gonna lower my TP to this here. 600. So it's a 2R, just 2R. Let's see. If not, I don't know if it wants to go higher. We'll see. Okay, I want to see it now. A stupid rooster. I hate these roosters so badly. I think I could. I don't know. I never killed an animal, but I think I can. I could kill roosters, but not when they're not making noise. They have to make noise. Then I think I can do it. Hey Jay, Jay, is that you? Did you change your name? Is that mobile Jay or are you a different Jay? I think you're JJ. Are you the J? Okay, come on, shoot up. Give us a quick 60 points. I want it to be there before 3:30. Yeah, isn't it weird that this rooster? I mean, these roosters are so annoying. Yeah, they shouldn't be crowing at all. But it's what time is it now here? I think it's 9 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30. You should shut the fuck up. I have two. Yeah, so I thought it was you. Yeah. How's it going? Come on, give us a little bit more. A little bit more. You can do it. Oh yeah, I'm getting pain in my shoulders again. I think it's my posture because it's a little bit cold. I noticed that if it's cold, I'm sitting like this a little bit. And it's sort of like last week I had so much headache and I had to go for a massage. I think I'm gonna. I don't think I can book a massage with my with the same person because it's too. I think I'm too late, but I can do another massage. I don't know if it's good. But I think it's because my posture is a little bit, because it's a little bit chilly inside of the home, even though outside it's still nice, but it's 20 degrees outside, but inside it's like a little bit colder. So I'm sitting like, I notice I'm sitting like this, so I'm tensing up my own, I'm doing it myself, which is not smart to do. But anyway, who cares, right? Who cares? Are you still holding a accompaniment call? If it would go to my level, that would be 75 points. It's nice for a short. I mean, it's not like it's a short trade then, not too long, which I really don't like, especially on Friday. I want to get in, out, boom, done. Mm-hmm. 331. This is level much. Okay, well, we'll see. So slow. I don't hope it's gonna make me wait until the 350 macro. Could be. It could be. That is just sort of like stalling. Mm. I'm afraid it will do that. Yes. It's not gonna run now anymore. It's gonna be slow, slowly. Because it's a paper trade, if it's going to stop me out, for example, I'm going to let it stop me out because I journal it, for example. Like, okay, what happened here? I would not let that happen on my account, for example. I would have already chilled it up to break even in case, it's not going to work. Let me just quickly already bring it to break even. If I think, oh, okay, the time is not right, I'm too early, I would rather be stopped. But when I'm paper trading, I journal it. And I just would rather have it completely how it is working, and then I go back in again. So that's the only difference in paper trading. And if I am on a real trade, I wouldn't let it go all the way. If I'm already not, okay, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna let it. Um, but I'm also trying not to move my stop loss. Sometimes I just like, okay, I just need to, you put in a trade, you have to let it go, whatever the outcome is. But if it will be my first trade, for example, I'm like, you know what, I already know, and I'm like, okay, bring it to break even, because then you don't have a losing trade. It's just it didn't work out yet. You just a few ticks, for example, right? So it gives you another opportunity. Because I try to be very strict with my accounts. If I have one losing trade on one account, I just don't want to trade it anymore. Now I don't always do that, in all fairness, because sometimes I just know I'm too early, and I just, okay, you know what? And it's a very, like, if it's only a few points of loss, I don't really mind. But I try to improve my execution by getting more strict. Like, okay, and being better on time. Because sometimes it's the hardest thing. It's not really hard to frame the trades, but it's the most difficult thing is to know when is it really going to move to the direction that you are aiming for. Are there in between swing points that they still want to go to, right? Because yesterday everybody could see the short, it went down, and I said no, I'm not going to go short. I'm only going to go long, even though I can see, because you have to understand there are movements in between. It doesn't never goes in one line to the downside, for example. So even though yesterday's move was all the way, it went 800 points to the downside, I was like, I'm going to look for long. Not that I'm bullish, but because understanding the in between swing points, that it needs to go somewhere, if then, before going further down, right? And then the hardest part is the time. When is it scripted to do so? time over price, always. $336. Okay, funny to see now. Massive breakdown, 18%, accumulation 18%, short and then up and 29%, bullish 35%. So more, the majority is now thinking bullish or short and then up. So I think the bullishness to, I guess we could say the TGIF sort of land in, right? And it's nice to see that ES and MQ are having the same levels now, because a lot of the times lately it wasn't, they were totally a little bit different. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself with my shoulder and my neck. I'm causing the headache myself. So I already have the blankets here. So in case I get a little bit, as you can see this, it's sunny outside, but it's still a little bit chilly inside. It's a nice day again. It's nice and sunny. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. So for those in Europe, is it hot today as well? I know you guys had a nice hot day yesterday. Did you enjoy the weather? Man, I always say when you have nice weather in Europe, you should just enjoy it to the max, because good summers are getting rare there. It's just, I mean, you still have nice like spring days, but not really those nice hot days. It's really, you also have the nice hot nights. Those are rare. Way too hot. Yeah, Michelle. Michelle, where are you from? Are you fine? Yeah, you know that's something. It's so funny that people in Europe, when it gets hot, people find it way too hot very quickly because your houses are built to keep warm, right? Um, I actually don't know where you are from. I think I assumed that you were in US, but I guess you're in Europe then. Germany. Oh, you're also in Germany. Hey, so Methor, Mr. Chaos, you guys maybe could do a meet. Maybe you're really close to each other. Okay, Sunday it's going to 40 degrees. Yeah, that's hot in Europe. I know. Yeah, yeah. We're used to it here. For us, it's like normal in summer. 40 degrees is just like, for me, summer doesn't start when it's 30. I mean, for me, it's like comfortable at 30 degrees, if that makes sense. I love it when it's 20, over 25 and 30 and um, I don't know. My body just does so well with heat. But it can be a little bit challenging when it's really hot. A little, but I still, yesterday 35. Yeah, it's just different. You know, we live outside literally here. You know, it's just a different way of living. And the houses are built to be cool. So when it's, 30 degrees, it's 25 inside, which I really like. I hardly use the air conditioning. Even at 40, sometimes it is really hot. It is really, really hot and it's like really extreme, but we don't have that really. I might use it very, very shortly, just a very, very short time, just to cool it a little bit and then off because I get sick. I start sneezing very quickly from air conditioning. I don't know. I just don't like it too much. But yeah, man, I prayed for 40 degrees in. My body doesn't. It hates warm weather. Yeah, I know. I'm very different. I also love humidity. People are like, oh, it's so humid. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. I grew up in Singapore, so I guess maybe as a kid, I'm used to it a little bit. To those, I mean, Singapore is quite humid. It's one of the most humid places on earth. man. And when you go on holiday, you enter in a warm country, and you enter, you come out of the plane, and you feel this warm, that warm blanket. Oh, I just used to love that when I traveled. Yeah, you get migraines a lot more often when it's very hot. Yeah, then well, like KC, if KC sees you, he would know what to do. He would say you need to drink more water, which is correct. You dehydrate very quickly um, when your body's not used to it. You get like you just need to drink a lot more. And in Europe, you're just not used to it because it's always not hot. Most of the time, not that hot. Well, we have to wait till the next macro, unless it takes me out. If it does, fine. Maybe there will be a new level, or then it's just done. Then this is the high of the session. Could be 3:30. Um, so bullish is now 39% and short and then up 28. So and then the other two is still 17%. So most of you guys are more bullish than bearish. What time is it? 3:44 now. Quarter to 4. Let's go over the news. So there was a news driver today, but it is Friday, 26th of June. The revised consumer sentiment. So that is an orange folder, and it's at 10 a.m. And then there is 8:30 news, but it's a yellow folder. So it's not really, that shouldn't move the needle, but you never know. You never know. Rather keep an eye on always keep an eye on the 8:30 candle. Always. Oh, I'm just wondering if it wants to go lower, take out these lows, and then at some point maybe make another high. Yeah, I think it's going to take me out now. 3:45. We'll see. We'll see. We've got a lot of imbalances here. 3 o'clock, 3:30. Oh, the UK broke the hottest day ever recorded in June yesterday. Are you kidding? Wow. How hot was it? The UK, the hottest day ever in June. That's crazy. I mean, there's been hot days, but how hot was it then? Wow. Maybe if I've got to go back to Europe for heat in our winter time. Now, our winter is just a few months. This is only a couple of. I think in September, November, it starts to get really nice and hot again. Uh, let's say it's crisp. People would say call this crispy. Like we've got crispy mornings. Okay, 3:47. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay, scenario one, it takes this high, it goes back into the range. We have continuation in London. Or we go lower first, it takes me out, go back up, go back lower, and then maybe at the end of the day, it might give a TGIF move. Um, let's see. I do think this level it comes into play today, at 600 level. So it's on my radar for sure. It's gonna take me out most likely. It's gonna take out these lows. Let's see. 36.7. Is that the hottest day in the UK? My God, that's terrible. That's cold. 36.7. That is the minimum requirement we have here for summer. Crazy. I know it's different. I mean, I know it's hot in concrete jungles. I mean, but the UK, you have beaches as well, and parks and forests and things like that, right? The thing in the Netherlands is when it's like a hot day, the road to the beaches, you can't even get there anymore because it's like a traffic jam. Oh, it's just crazy. You either have to go by bicycle if you're able, and sometimes you have to. I live near the beach, so it was easy for me to take the public transportation or even walk towards it. It was a long walk though, but it was sometimes better than by car. It wasn't even possible to get there or to find a parking spot. And plus parking there, oh my God, you pay so much money. If you find a parking spot, my God, these prices were just crazy. So it was just not worth it to do that. So you either go on a bicycle, that's something typical Dutch obviously, or transportation. public transportation. I don't like this. T1. Oh, so slow. Good morning, MNQ Futures. How are you doing? Just working around the London Open. Yes, exactly. Boring. You see, I always say I don't want to get stuck in consolidation, and I thought, okay, I'd time it, and then I still get stuck. That's testing my patience. It sort of drains my. I've got like I think I've got like a certain amount of patience per day for these things, and then I'm always like, okay, let me just try to be patient and wait for the right moment, and I still manage to get into a trade, and then I still have to go through it. But it's not too bad. I mean, I think I got in around 3:30ish, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, I was looking at 3:30. It was before 3:30. Mm, and it doesn't matter if it's a paper. I have the same emotions. I get like, oh, I just get like, come on. I would rather know sooner if I'm wrong or not, and if I have to wait for another trade. The thing is, when you get stopped out at some point, you always need time to reassess and to figure out, am I wrong or am I too early? It's either or, right? If you're wrong, you don't want to get back in. You want to, you don't want to have another losing trade, for example. But sometimes you need time to, okay, well, am I missing something? And the moment you're out of the trade, it's like your brain clicks back, and then you look at the charts a little bit differently again. Because the moment you're in a trade, you're looking at it like you're zoomed in on your trade. You want it to go to your TP, or even though I'm pretty good at I'm detached from the monetary value, but not detached from being wrong or right, if that makes sense. My irritation comes from not knowing, oh, did I read it correctly? Is my analysis correct? Is my execution on point? That's where my impatience comes, not from the monetary value. I've detached from that. Now, it's easy to say when you're profitable. I totally get it. But I'm not detached from the outcome in the sense of I want to know if I'm wrong or right. I don't mind if I'm wrong or right, because if I'm wrong, I learn from it. But I want to know faster so I can reassess for the next trade. Does that make sense? So that's part of my impatience, also because I'm like, okay, but do I have time if I'm wrong? If it does go up, do I have enough time to reassess again, to go over? Because the moment it's still going, I'm still thinking I'm on the right side of the coin. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's the best. I think that's a good attitude to have. If you're done for the day, you're done for the day. If you made money today, close your trades. It's Friday. I don't think it's going to be that nice of a day anymore. Um, yeah, touch some grass, spend time with family, friends, whatever. Do something else. London is already telling us how it wants to move. It's already giving us the vibe. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do much today. I might move it to a certain point, but I don't have, I think the weekly objective sort of is already almost done. It knows where it wants to go, and I don't think it's much lower or higher. Stalling continuously. Oh, here we go again. I trade all the time. There is no, I can't give you a time. I always trade when I'm, and sometimes it's a paper trade, sometimes it's a live trade. It depends on the market. If I like the market, I am in my live accounts, I'm in my funded, I'm in EVAs. If I don't like the markets, I paper trade. But there's technically no difference. But if you only want signals and think that my paper trades are cannot be, I actually think my paper trades are better for signals. Now that's just a joke. Um, I'm already wondering why people are really want to know if it's a paper trade or not. Paper trades have the most educational value. Psychologically, yeah, but there shouldn't be a difference. They don't have a difference for me. The only way for the difference for a paper trade is that I let it run. If I put it on, I am totally detached from the monetary value from any trade. So that's why for me the paper trade and it has to be on live, right? A paper trade on backtest doesn't have any value for me, but a paper trade on live has a lot of value for me because I get very upset if I overtrade, if I am not executing well, if I make stupid mistakes, if I'm rushing in because I journal it. It's the point is like paper trading is like if I don't feel comfortable, I hope actually it's a losing trade because then I learn the most from it. You learn the most from your losing trade. You guys will learn the most of my losing trades as well. Because a winning trade is a winning trade, but the losing trade is okay, why was it wrong? Why did it not go to my level? What did I miss? That's what I journal. So if I am too early and it doesn't go to my level and it's gonna be stopped out. I'm gonna like, okay, what happened here? The only difference is, like I said, with a paper trade is I let it go to my stop to be stopped out fully in order for the journaling. But if I would see it's taking too long, I would have already moved it to break even at a specific time. Like, okay, at least it won't be a losing trade. But the value of this setup is still just equally as important for me. But it's funny that people think, oh, it's a paper trade, I'm not going to take it seriously. But I don't think, I think it's the educational value is just equally as high and maybe even higher. And also from the psychology side, like as example, if I'm already not taking a trade on my live account and things like that, like why am I still entering? I'm always asking myself, am I entering because do I feel FOMO? Do I feel the need to be in a trade? I don't think so. I think this is a very valid level. But the question is it does it does it want to go there now, or are they going to use this level for later on, right? If it doesn't go to my level now, I get this is intel for me. Intel I can use later on because I do believe that this level is a valid level for today. Well, NQ futures actually, it's a battle for me every day. My patience. I keep saying it every day. I have to. My patience is my biggest enemy. My impatience is my biggest enemy. Being impatient. So I test also my paper trades also help me. Like I get very, you can see me getting like, it's taking too long. You can see that I'm my I don't like it. But sometimes you have to be. But it tells me, okay, maybe I could have waited a little bit longer to enter this trade, right? I could have entered here after 350 macro and not sit through this. Um, Patience is always on the. I always have to battle that and have to have a strict set of rules. Now, if I get stopped out, we created almost equal highs. The question is, does it want to go to this level or not? I would rather be stopped out. I always get the best entry and good TP. Hard to no. Well then, no. My paper trades are literally. I trade very mechanically, so I replicate it. Everything is. I don't think. For me, that's not the case. But what I do with paper trading, I try to improve my executions a little bit. But my models are the same. I trade very mechanically, and so it doesn't change anything about my models. It's more about execution and like things like this. Like, okay, this already gave me enough information that's not going to go to the level right now. So let it be stopped out. Let's see. Let's see if what it wants to do. I don't care. It does irritate me a little bit. Um, Shania, I think if there's a difference between your paper trading and you're just not having the same set of rules that you apply, because if you have the same set of rules, your if-then statements and your criteria, they should be the same, and you build those within your paper trading. So you replicate what you do in your paper trading into your real account. So a model should be pure mechanical, and it shouldn't be any difference in your paper trading than in your real account. So I think you should focus a little bit more on your rules and what is your model? What are your requirements for your model? And what are you looking for? And if they don't match in one, that means either you don't have a proper model yet, or you're not following your own rules, or you don't have proper rules yet. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a disconnect between paper and your real account. It's very hard for people to really realize, oh, it's just a simple set of rules that you use over and over. And also your model is just, it's the same thing that you look for over and over and over. Now there are if-then statements. Sometimes there are variations, but if you want to make it mechanical, you need if-then statements. Yeah. Hey, well, listen, if you're paper trading and your live, if you say there's a disconnect, it's not working. It's simple as that, right? It's just simple as that. So you need to find a way how you can. Shania, do you journal? Well, here this is the same. There's money on the line. I keep on saying it's not. If you have to, if you're not focused on the process, then you will not get to that point that you can. You need to focus on the process, not the outcome first. You have to detach yourself from the monetary outcome. Okay, you do journal. Okay, well, that's important. Um, if you are focused on the money, losing money, you are not focused on the process, and that's a problem because then you are not focusing on the right things. The moment people say, yeah, but the only difference are the emotions. Uh, oh guys, you don't understand what it paper trading. I just wish I could make you guys understand because it was a game changer for me. Now, yes, the paper trading on back testing that didn't have any value for me because I was so in tune in the market that either I knew already what the market was doing, but if you detach yourself from the monetary outcome and you paper trade on live, so forward testing, that's where the magic happens. Now, if you guys keep saying, yeah, but there's no monetary value, the value should be in, am I wrong or am I right? am I reading it correctly? That should be, is my process working? Can I do the same thing over and over and over again? That's the emotion you should be triggering, not the monetary value. Because if you keep on being focused on the money, you're not going to be successful, because you're not focusing on the process. You won't work on your process because you're just obsessed with the money. It is an obsession almost, and I can speak from experience. You need to be obsessed with the process. Can I replicate getting 10 points with that model every single day when the model presents itself? What am I looking for? What are my requirements in order to do that? If you have a model, you have backtested that model at least 100 times and you've got data on it. So if you paper trade and you got data on it, and you see that you're losing all the time, and you look on your stats, that should give you some emotion, like, oh my god, I can't trade because look, if I would do this live, it's losing my money. Um, yes, exactly, Shania. I use ticks for also for you guys to, because I am charting on NQ, but I trade MNQ. But I also sometimes used to trade on NQ before the market. I mean, let's say before the market really, I used to trade NQ many times instead of MNQ. But the amounts of money are just, and I know how people are focused on the money, and I want to let you guys detach from the money amount, but more on, so that's why I always put ticks on. I don't care myself because I'm fully detached from the monetary outcome. I can have a 300 point paper trade and don't care. I'm really happy if I get a paper trade with 300 points. No monetary value, but I know I'm right. And I know I can replicate it again and again and again. Well, I'm starting to get to that point then. But that's what I'm looking for. So it makes me very happy if I have a paper trade because I know, okay, well, that's good. Now let's look at it. And I look I really dissect the trade. Like, okay, what did I do and how can I, what happened and what time and blah, blah, blah. So if you're writing paper trading off because you think, oh, it's not, you're already not doing it because you think there's no value in it. And you're already, not giving it the value that it can have. But paper trading also helps you not lose money. And you learn. Well, every paper trade, if you journal it properly, you will learn. I think beginners should spend more time on paper trading and the journaling than on the actual trading, because that's where you learn. Yeah, Shania. I actually had I think I had my 250 point. It's all on my YouTube channel. I'm growing into these larger trades, so I haven't had a lot of 300 point trades, but I'm starting to get more of them. But on a regular basis, I have 100 point trades on a regular basis now. That's like becoming a regular. Ask me 2 years ago, I did not. But this year, and the channel shows it, I've been growing into consistently 100, 150, 180 point trades. Yes. But my next challenge is getting to between 200 and 300 points. So I'm also trying to grow, right? But you start with 10 points, you go to 20 points, you go to 30 points. It's a process. But to get to that process, you need to practice. You need to do something. And you can't do it on live because you don't want to lose your money. I don't want to, if I only have the knowledge at a certain time to frame 30 point trades, and I just know for sure, okay, I within my limitations of knowledge, And with my back testing or forward testing, I know this is a safe trade I can do. So then I journal and I go back in time and okay, how could I have made 50 points out of that trade, right? And then I start I back test that strategy, blah, blah, blah. But you have to start somewhere, but you cannot go from live and doing nothing, thinking, oh, I'm just going to try to get 50 points without having any practice or, it takes time to grow from 10 points to 100 points. And how do you do that? Some do it with back testing, some do it with forward testing. I used to back test, but I stopped that. I only forward test now. That gives me more value. Yeah, I trade time and structure, so it's a combination. Yeah. But listen, guys, I wasted a lot of money on impatience, and I didn't journal for a long time. I made all the mistakes in the book for everything. I used to not put a stop loss. Then I thought, okay, I'm going to use a stop loss, but oh my God, it's going against me. And I would move my stop loss further down, for example, if the price would come down. I was afraid of being stopped out, literally. I just didn't want to be stopped out. I would rather had a lot, and it was crazy. The things I did was just crazy. But that all changes when you get more confident in your setup and making it more mechanical. But yeah, I mean, and then I was really pushed by a few mentors to back test and forward test and work on models. And I'm still working on models. Every single week I try to improve my models, look for new models, and make them as mechanical as possible. The more mechanical you are, the less emotional you will become because you know what you're looking for. And like I said many times on stream, not even one A+ model will give you 100% win rate. So you have to accept. That's why if I'm in a trade and I know I followed all my rules and it's a losing trade, I accept it's 20-30% chance of losing. That should be fine with you. And you don't care because you know the other 80-70% will give you a winning rate because you got the data to back you up. So then your losing trades also don't matter to you. But I have to follow my rules. The problems start for me when I don't follow my rules. See? Mechanical is just a set of rule-based. It's just my rules, my if-then statements that I have. And they just vary per model. And I use time a lot. I use macro times, things like that. So Shania, for me, everything is about the algorithm. I believe the price is driven by an algorithm. So I'm always looking for algorithmic signatures. And those are also level-based, yes. So those algorithmic signatures are, I use levels that, for me, it's always time over price. Is there really anything that is purely mechanical? Interesting, like higher time frame. Yeah, all swing points and swing highs and lows are literally created by high frequency algorithms. So there's no high or low that is created by buying or selling pressure. They're all engineered all by script. Now, God, I really don't like this price action, and I sort of like, it's always a bummer to have this kind of price action. Also because yesterday was a little bit annoying, but yeah, I still believe that 600 levels, like 624 level, might be in play later today, but It's a little bit hard to read. Let me see what you guys are thinking about the. So Friday is always a bit challenging, guys. It's always like say if you have like a weekly profile, like during the week on Wednesday, you sort of like can see, okay, what's Thursday and Friday, what can happen. But on Friday itself, I mean, where did we close, by the way? How far away are we from the closing price? Let me see. I think today is a nice day to do something else. Just leave the week for what it is. Where did we close, guys? We closed here. 29,800. Where are we now? 29,800. Where are we at? Ooh. Okay, so that means we're going to get an opening range gap from 29,800 to where we are. Now, I would say they might want to close the gap a little bit before the open. So that means go a little bit more to the upside. So that 29,800 and where the open price will be, that it will be a little bit smaller because it's Friday. Now they don't have to do that, but that's scenario one. And we do have more room to the upside a little bit, but not that much, I think. Or they're going to go lower, take out the low, and then use that opening range gap as a TGIF. So that means going back into the range 20, 30, 40%. So those are two scenarios. I guess maybe pre-market might give us a nice trade again, but yesterday was not really, it didn't provide anything for me though. Hey Bowser, yes, I was late today. I had to do things, and I was like, ugh, I didn't feel like it as well. I was like, I don't like, it was already moving, and I was sort of like, don't really like how the market since yesterday. It's just like, but yeah, it's good that you noticed. Bowser, did you trade today? How long was your testing period before you finalized your trade? So it's my testing period actually is ongoing. So I'm still testing specific models that I'm still working on or improving. So let's say I've mentioned that a couple of times on the stream as well. Like if I have a model that has a 70% win rate, I'm trying to look for it. How can I get it to 80% win rate? So I'm still, even though they're already profitable or giving me, making me profitable, I'm still looking like, okay, how can I improve those? And mainly you improve those by taking out more situations, like looking especially at those losing trades. Okay, let's say those 30% losing trades, why are they not working? So for example, you can't, you have a limitation of knowledge always. Where you are at is always, you're limited. You have knowledge, but it's limited. You don't know everything, right? So if I have losing trades on that model, I'm like, okay, can I take out certain situations? So apply more if then statement that keep me out of those losing trades. So in that case, I can manage to get my 70%, for example, up to 75 or 80%, right? So it's ongoing, but if you have one model, you can trade that one model already, being fully mechanical, and then you work on new ones, or you just focus. I know people that only have one model and they're highly profitable. They just focus on one model and they're patient. They are patient, so they are able to wait for it. Bowser, how many models do you have that you trade off? That you have you use your, and I think we can. I took shorts in Asia to previous week low. Yeah, I think also the weekly objective is sort of like it's just bouncing. I think we're gonna play around in a smaller range. I think the range is already sort of set today because we got the monthly candle as well finalizing today. I mean, considering settlement, it's not the last day of the month, but considering settlement, they want to bring it to a specific level because of settlement price on the monthly. Yeah. Yeah, but the fractal model has models in itself. I mean, sometimes it's model 2022, sometimes it's. But point is, Bowser knows what he's looking for, right? So Bowser just waits for those specific things, and he traces the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Yeah, I think also what we're leaving all these highs now, we might go a little bit low. I'm also more inclined to the upside than downside, but let's see. I mean, we'll see. Um, Massive breakdown, 26, bullish, short then up. 422. Yeah, I already pointed out also Bowser. I'll show you, share my thoughts with you. On what time frame was it? I can't remember. What time frame was the wick, guys? I can't remember. Was it the weekly or the monthly? Oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah. If we do go lower, I don't think it will. It will never. I don't think we will take this liquidity. Either we go into this wick. If we do go lower, if we go past this level here, 29, then this is some. This is the max, and then maybe here or maybe even just touching the daily fair value. That's all. If it wants to go lower, and then maybe spike back up, but that's the max. I can't see it go much lower today. Mm, how many points is this? This is 800 points. I don't know. I don't know if we even go, if we are gonna go lower. It's a lot of movement for Friday. Yeah. Did you trade anything yesterday, Bowser? Did you take the long or short yesterday at the open? Just curious. Looks bullish, huh? I know it was crazy. Yeah, I know it was crazy. It was 800 points, about 800 points in 15 minutes. It was literally the full daily range. It was crazy. I let it go, and then I aimed for the long. I managed to top to find the level that I thought it needed to go in order to go short. It didn't go there. I tried in the macro, 10:15 macro, then at noon. You know what time it hit that level? 1 past 4, and then it broke down to the short. So it was high. It's so highly manipulated. It was ugly. It was so ugly. So I guess the best short was again in Asia. But then I did not. I was, yeah, no, there was a reason to go long. There was no reason to go short because the daily range was in. I was literally. I'll share my screenshot with you. Then you'll understand what I'm saying. It had to go to a specific level in order to go back because for me the full range was in, so I knew the short wasn't going to come the whole day. I first thought it wasn't going to come into the afternoon and the AM session. Then I was like, okay, it needs to go to a specific level in order to go short. So, man, there were more long opportunities than short, definitely. But I'll share the screenshot. I'll share it with you. It was just it was just not giving it, so it was pretty odd and annoying. Um, it's funny that people say, yeah, there's no reason to go, but for me, it was straight away when I saw that whole move, I was like, oh hell no, I'm not touching a short today, knowing that it was the range was in, it was the max range, it was not going to give it bloody, and that's why it went to that level to the upside at 1 past 4. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, this market is irritating me. Yeah, the time I'll show you my trades and you'll understand. You understand what I'm saying. I'll share it with you. I only share it in pre-market prep. The prints are there, the timing, and then exactly, so annoying. Guys, I'm gonna leave this because it's not doing much. I don't think it's time. I think it's a good time to do other things. Market is hardly moving. If it wants to do something, it will do it maybe at the open and finalize its little thing that it still wants to do. But it's already telling you that the objective sort of has already been hit, or it doesn't want to do a lot, and it's holding, it's stalling time to just not to do too much now in order to do it in a few in maybe in a few hours. But I think there's not going to be a lot of movement coming on Friday. I'm not even though it will go lower, I'm not expecting a large move to the downside. Maybe just sweep the low here, maybe go here, or maybe hey, we still have 830 high data high here. I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll have more clarity in a bit. But we're going to have an opening range gap to the upside from 800-ish. Yeah, 8. So let's see what they do in the pre-market and opening, if they're going to close the gap a little bit or not. If not, we might be able to use it in the AM session. If not, they might use it for the finalization of the day for the TGIF move. Either or. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, this is just boring. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm just go touch some grass, do something nice. Um, if you had a good week, don't overdo it. Don't give back your money. And if you have a bad week, don't make your losses bigger. That's the most important thing, I guess. Yeah. And see. Any questions, my friends? No questions. Okay, my dear people, that leaves me nothing then else to say. I wish you a very, very good weekend. For those in pre-market prep, I'll see you later on in pre-market prep, obviously. We'll see if we have if it will give us some opportunity. If not, it is what it is. Sometimes, there are days that are not just as tradable as other days. And you have to deal with that and accept it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a great day, guys. Momo. Hey, Lucky Mon, and congratulations, my friend. I'm so happy to hear that you passed your eval. I'm really, really happy. And you are going to have an awesome weekend. Enjoy. Enjoy your weekend. And Momoba, yeah, who knows? TGIF. I don't know. If I look at the weekly structure, we'll see. I mean, we are already, look, we are already at TGIF levels, right? So you can see we are already at 20% of the range. So that's why Bowser also is saying we're going back into the range. We might go back into the wick because we are already back. But we could, yeah, but look at the structure here, right? The question is, does it want to take out another low, or are we just going to futz around here and go higher than maybe back into the range? Like I said, I think it might be wise to keep an eye on ES as well, what ES is doing. If ES wants to go into here, maybe a little bit lower, and then maybe either it's going to reject here, or it might take out the low. But this is an important level for ES for today, I would say. And then MQ might follow. We have some levels here as well. Maybe it wants to reject later in this week. I don't know. It's a little bit unclear to me. Also, doesn't really interest me at the moment. I'm like, whatever you do, we'll see. But yeah, I would be more interested in the long and then going up here into these wicks. That would be something I would like to. I had a long bias since I am long biased all week. I'm not interested in as crazy as it sounds. Bowser, I'm going to share my trades with you. You understand what I was trying to do. I was only interested, even though the shorts are very clear, but I wasn't interested in them. I was not. Because it makes those one move, and then it's done. And then it just either goes into consolidation for a long bloody time before it makes the next move. And then I was looking for, okay, what level does it want to hit before it makes the next move? Because it's just manipulating the F out of it all the time. It's just so annoying. It is. But anyway, thank you guys. I love you, and see you next week, and some of you later today.